Hello, hello, Taurus. Mel, intuitive coach here, excited to bring in your March 2025 bonus eclipse reading. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, Taurus, what is being eclipsed in your life? This is a very transformational month. We have a lot going on with two planets going retrograde, Venus and Mercury. We have the equinox. We're kicking off the astrological New Year's. And we also have this powerful eclipse energy. So we're going to take a look and see how this is impacting you and what is being illuminated. I almost said eliminated. So yes, there are things that are being released here for you. So eliminating and illuminating in order for you to release and realign. So we have the full moon lunar eclipse in Virgo on the 14th. Now, Virgo energy can be about releasing perfectionism and control and really taking a look at any outdated habits, patterns, or beliefs that hold you back in some way. And then we kick off the new moon solar eclipse in Aries, which is about new beginnings, themes around independence, courage, and personal power. So really, Taurus, this month teaches us to take risks and embrace our own truth and authenticity. So let's see how this is playing out for you. I see a lot of cups showing up here. So this could be a quite an emotional month for you, Taurus. And you are taking inspired action. You have Virgo energy out here. And we just talked about that full moon lunar eclipse in Virgo. And this is a full moon in Virgo. So this is an action-packed month for you. Now, some of you could have Virgo in your chart, Aquarius, and we also have Leo. You may be dealing with another individual that has those signs in their chart, or you're just embracing these energies all together. So I feel like you are taking inspired action here. You are embracing some sort of new feelings or new emotions, but I feel like there's a karmic cycle for you that has been closing up. And we have the solar eclipse in Aries that is a part of a 3-part series that took place back in 2023, I believe. And this is wrapping it up here of something that's been ongoing for the past few years. It's the finalization. So we'll take a look at what that may be for you. But I feel like this is a go month. Even though we have retrograde in full effect, we have Venus having us examine and reevaluate our relationships and partnerships with others. We're also reflecting on our relationship with self. And I feel anything that is caused imbalance or any area that is out of alignment for you, Taurus, is being called to, bring that Venus energy of balance back into restoration. You're reflecting here. You have this Aquarian energy of reflecting on priorities. And I always say when we have retrogrades, I whip out all of the REs, right? Reflecting, release, reprioritize, replenish, rejuvenate, because it's a good time to take back control of anything that feels like it's been out of our control here. And it's been lopsided or one-sided in some way. So this is a month of you reflecting on, what actions you need to take to live and lead a healthier, more abundant life for yourself. Now we have Aquarian energy showing up twice. So some of you definitely have these air placements in your chart, or perhaps Aquarian season was significant for you. So January and February, there may have been a lot of changes going on for you mentally as well, because this is the sign of communication and mental intellect here. The swords represents communication and decisions around our thoughts, the power of our mind. And it says here, be real. And what did I say in the beginning? This month teaches us to really take risks and embrace our own truth, our own authenticity. And this is a month of you being real with others as well as with yourself. And sometimes that can feel uncomfortable. Sometimes we may have to say things or act in ways that may upset the status quo, may upset individuals, because sometimes they want you to stay at, their level. They don't often want you to grow, evolve, or shift gears, but it may be time for you to do so here. All right, let's dive into what's being illuminated. What truth is being revealed here for you during this eclipse gateway? 5 of Cups. All right, so the 5 of Cups is some sort of disappointment or emotional loss or even regret that you have had over something of the past. Okay, this is about allowing yourself to grieve a situation, maybe an old life, an old relationship, or even an old part of yourself. And it's being illuminated in order for you to release that pain and let hope emerge. Everything happens for a reason. Release regret and embrace the opportunities for happiness. So when this 5 of Cups shows up, the truth is here, Taurus, that you deserve to be happy, that you deserve, to move forward here and not let the past hold you back, whether that is a job or a relationship or health issues. And that's what you are taking inspired action on. First of all, you're reflecting. You're saying, what is a priority? What is important to me? And if it doesn't align with your life or where you are going, I feel like it's being illuminated in order for you to release anything that's been habitual, holding you back, or again, a pattern or old ways of thinking, because I do see here that Aquarian energy, which is interesting because you don't have any swords in your reading, but that Aquarius reminds you that you've already gone through some sort of mental changes here. You've gone through a reprogramming of sorts, and now it's like your heart is kind of catching up with the mind, or maybe the mind is catching up with the heart. That's what's happening here. Yeah, the mind is catching up with your heart. And so it says here, search for the silver lining, because there's a truth of happiness being revealed to you. And that's what you are seeing here now, is the silver lining. Instead of focusing on some sort of pain or disappointment or even self-pity, it can be something that maybe you weren't quite forgiving, or maybe there was an apology needed or you wanted one, but it feels like you sat in something for maybe far too long. And now there's this silver lining where you see why something took place the way it did, or why something sat, why you sat in something for so long, or why it was drawn out. But I definitely feel like there's movement towards more happiness here. So what is it that needs to be released? The Ace of Cups in reverse. So the belief here that you'll never have a new beginning or a new love, or, you won't have fulfilling romantic partnerships, or you'll never feel great about, connecting and trusting with yourself, with your higher power, maybe even your spiritual, self here. This is about deep and lasting spiritual insights. And for some of you, there is an outdated belief that this isn't meant for you, when it in fact is. The Ace of Cups here is a new love connection. It's the gift of love. It is a soul quenching renewal. And when it's in reverse, it can be immature behaviors. It can be not focusing on self-love, because maybe we are too busy trying to pour, into everybody else's happiness, that we drain or neglect our own happiness. And this is the time for you to, open your beautiful heart up, be real, reflect on what you truly want and deserve and desire, because somewhere along the line you lost sight of something new. All right, because maybe it was taking too long, or perhaps there wasn't a lot of movement. But this is about you getting curious again. This is about hope emerging after some sort of loss. For some of you, maybe you've been widowed, or perhaps you went through a very heavy heartbreak with a family member, or a loss of, a relationship of some sort, and it prolonged, it went on, and you've been ready to open up, but it just hasn't happened. And I feel like you're letting go of any outdated beliefs that have kept you thinking, well, is this ever going to happen? Or maybe a pattern that has caused you to stay in a bit of a loop. Because the Ace of Cups is beautiful. And when the Ace of Cups shows up, you are releasing those old energies in order for the soul quenching renewal to fully meet you, where the head and the heart can align. So let's look at what you are balancing out at this time, what area is out of alignment and could use a bit more harmony. We have the King of Wands. Generosity, okay, maybe some of you feel too generous at times, or you felt like too generous with your time or your money or your energies. And this could be about boundaries, right? Setting some boundaries, but it can also be the opposite. Perhaps you haven't felt generous enough, and this could be opening yourself up in ways where you're giving a little bit more. This is also about inspiration and driven energy, like what drives you, what inspires you, because the King of Wands is an influencer. He marches to the beat of his own drum. So where are you out of alignment? This could be, stepping into your power. This can be adventure. Some of you are craving adventure and success and resources, and you want to be assertive here and express your ideas, but what may be holding you back is you feel like you don't have the gift, or you don't feel like you have this renewal quite yet, or you're waiting for the perfect time or for the perfect person to complete you, when in fact, the King of Wands has everything he needs within. And I feel like you are balancing out maybe an area that's felt very routine, maybe even very much lacking some sort of creativity or lacking passion, because this king is passionate. He is very passionate about his relationships, about his career, about himself and his desires and what he builds creatively. So whatever you have felt wasn't quite creative or adventurous here, or even spiritual, this is about you bringing this into harmony, bringing the King of Wands into harmony here. Some of you, this has to do with becoming your own owner or boss. This could also be you, driving yourself to complete some goals, but also influencing yourself, becoming your biggest cheerleader, your biggest hero here. And I feel like you are also loving up on others. It feels like this Venus retrograde for you is quite intense because of all the cups I see here. You're really reflecting on your priorities. And I feel like you're getting real with your emotions, and you're getting real with what it is that you want. And that's going to lead you to take inspired action. And that's exactly what the King of Wands does. Now, what karmic cycle is closing out for you? The Seven of Wands, beautiful. You have been walking on eggshells for a big part of your journey. For some of you, maybe since that last or the first eclipse on that Libra and Aries axis. For some of you, I feel like this has been ongoing for a decade or longer. But the Seven of Wands, as this is closing out, this is about stubbornness. It can be fight or flight, right? It can be feeling on guard, feeling pressure from all angles, really tapping into a sense of like hyper vigilance, where we're not able to feel peaceful or feel calm or just feel like we can relax within energies of others, or even within our own self, because there's something that's constantly coming up, causing us to feel on alert or feel on edge. And the Seven of Wands says, This is you standing up for what you believe in. This is about you having confidence and claiming your personal power. So for a lot of you, you went through a karmic cycle with a person or a situation or a job where you felt like they were encroaching in on your space in some way. You felt like your personal power was entangled in that energy and you lost yourself, okay? Or you just felt like you were backed into a corner in some way. That cycle is closing out for you. So that is a past lesson that you've completed. And part of the lesson that you learned is to stand up for yourself, Taurus, to protect your integrity, to protect your creation, to protect yourself. But I feel like some of the old protection mechanisms that you have used are being released because you are opening your heart up here with this Ace of Cups. Okay. The Ace of Cups is, instead of saying I'm closing my heart, or I've done a lot of self-care, focusing on self. Now I'm going to maybe put it out there to love someone else or to allow myself to be loved by another. And if this isn't a relationship per se, it can pertain to your work, right? Loving your work and your work loving you. And there's reciprocity. There's balance in that. So you've learned something, maybe the hard way, okay, with this karmic cycle. But I feel like you've learned very valuable lessons that you will take with you for the rest of your, soul's journey here on earth and some. So what new energy is entering your life? The 10 of Cups. Are you kidding me here, Taurus? This is your happily ever after. This is your ultimate blessing. The 10 of Cups is love and blessings filling your life. This is harmonious relationships with family members. Again, your happily ever after. Some of you, it's marriage. For others of you, it's, community. It is a sense of togetherness. It's soul tribe. And right now you're reflecting with this Venus energy. You may be reflecting on, what relationships help you attain this level of completion. But most importantly, the one with yourself, right? It starts with that Ace of Cups. And I feel like you're going all the way. So this new energy that is entering into your world that may already be here is all about family and a sense of belonging, a sense of purpose. It is a sense of completion in a way where you feel emotionally and spiritually good on the inside, and you're going to see it flowing out into all areas of your life. I love the 10 of Cups showing up for you. Beautiful relationships. Some of you, this is going to be partnerships with friends. Lifelong friends could be entering into your life at this time. This could also be, reevaluating, as I mentioned, some of the relationships that have been holding you back. And you may be closing out that cycle with certain individuals that aren't going to be a part of this, dynamic that maybe you thought they were going to be at some point. And it's caused a lot of disappointment with that 5 of Cups, but that doesn't mean that you're never ever going to reach this dream. And that's why the Ace of Cups is coming in, reminding you to release anything, any beliefs, any habits, any patterns or people who block that success from happening, block that completion in a way. So wow, this is a big time for you. Now, what new shifts are taking place that the universe is helping you out with? All right, let's see here. We have, what guidance here does the universe have for you? You have 2 cards. Oh, we have the 5 of Pentacles in reverse, and we have the Temperance. There's the solution to the 5 of Pentacles. Some of you have been abandoned, okay, or you felt left out in the cold. You may have suffered from an abandonment wound or external validation, really caring too much of what other people think, or you felt like you were in survival mode. For some of you, there was a loss of, financial stability or support, maybe even health, mentally, physically, emotionally. Something kind of went down the drain at some point. And it says you needn't go through your current challenges alone. Remember, this is a message from your spirit team, a message from the universe here. Help is nearby. Negative thoughts create self-fulfilling prophecy. So the fact that this is in reverse tells me that someone has been humbled. There's a humbling experience that is taking place. And I also feel like someone who may no longer be in your life is learning lessons that they needed to learn for their soul's growth. And they may be seeing you or seeing things in a new light. Now, it doesn't mean that they're going to come back around and you're going to connect in the physical, although if you're wanting that, that certainly could be an opportunity here. But I also see, a release, a letting go. The karma in itself has been closed out, meaning that this next chapter with the 10 of Cups is a completed chapter. It feels very good. There's an ending bringing in a new beginning. And your spiritual team here, Taurus, is saying we have solutions. The Temperance, success that comes from objective compromise, self-control and patience, forgiving and healing energy. And I mentioned that earlier, that 5 of Cups could certainly be an apology. It can be forgiving someone, forgiving yourself. It can also be a forgiving review of the past in order for you to kind of come out of the cold and say, all right, well, I did the best I could with what I knew, or I did the best I could with the experiences or the, choices or the resources that I had. And I feel like you are shifting into this energy of gratitude. Not that you weren't feeling grateful for your life, but it feels like there's a whole lot more to be grateful for. And you're going to see that a lot of these solutions are coming up now. That's also what eclipse energy brings in, right? Truths, they are revealed. And I feel like there's solutions being revealed to help you get out of the cold, to help you feel like you belong, to help you feel like you're part of, a community or part of a family or part of a tribe. And that may have been very difficult or very challenging for you in some ways. And I feel like there's someone here, there's someone that's either entering into your world, if not already, that is going to be a lifelong partner, either a best friend. This could be a family member. It could be someone that you marry, but they will be here for the rest of your time together here on Earth is what I'm getting. So beautiful shifts coming in, Taurus. Now you have the dragon blood and you have the apple tree. So this is about energy sensitivity here. So a lot of you are picking up on a lot of energies, which is about that back and forth. At times you may be feeling some highs of highs in March and some lows of lows. You're not quite sure, like, how do I rebalance them? But allowing yourself to feel those emotions without judgment. Remember, emotions are like waves. They're going to crash to the shore, but eventually they dissipate. They are a spin-off of our reality. It's not who we are. Our emotions are not attached to our identity. They are part of our human experience. And Dragon Blood reminds you that you are a leader, that you are being asked to take that inspired action, which is your first card out here. This is about being grounded. This is about intuition. And it says your connection to people and nature will create positive change. That's your 10 of Cups. So there is a change with your people that's coming in for the better, and nature as well. And then lastly, the apple tree is about giving, loving, positivity. Seek a balance of energy. And also, because of that whole saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away, some of you are focusing on taking inspired action towards your health. And you're really reflecting on what you need to do, because you may be realizing, and maybe you have realized this, but you haven't taken action, that health is wealth. Without health, it limits you. It limits your life force energy to have the experiences that fulfill you. And you are focusing on health, not just physical, but mental health and emotional and spiritual. And I feel like there's generosity coming here. And with this apple tree, you have the word positivity, I believe, showing up twice. Yeah, positive change with nature and people. So there is a balance coming in here. And remember, you have the King of Wands. So some of you are taking inspired action to, making choices that are in your highest good. And some people may think of that as selfish. If I didn't mention that earlier, some people may think it's selfish for you to leave them behind because they're not ready to go with you, or they're not ready to make the changes in their life, but you can't let that hold you back. And I feel like you are meeting people at this next level, this next level of growth that you've hit, because some of you, this is a massive growth spurt here, Taurus. And I feel like this growth spurt is bumping you into one of the most magical times of your life. So even though there may be things that are uncomfortable at this time, even though there may be some hidden truths that are illuminated, what is being revealed is helping you release and realign. So Taurus, that is what I have for you. If this reading resonates, please hit that thumbs up button. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and hit that bell if you haven't already. And if you haven't jumped on the Soul Saturday train yet, where I show up face to face and deliver channeled messages and answer your questions, I will link the collective playlist in the reading here. So check those out because I do answer your questions as well. Thank you so much for being here, Taurus, and I'm sending you lots of love.